Namaste, beloveds. This is Mother with Wisdom. And this is a channeled message. This is from They Say. So right now I'm representing them. Um, and so this is kind of new for me to do it in this particular way. But it is what it is, I guess. And this is what they this is their expression. So I'm just I'm just focusing and concentrating. Um, and I'm just going to get into it, beloveds, because it is so very deep. Um, the things that I've been being shown and the things that once I have kind of wrapped my own mind around it a little bit, I can share um, what was given to me, what I see in this now moment. And some of these things will sound kind of um, crazy. And I'm understanding that's just because we're not used to looking and seeing and being in this initial phase of understanding and inner contact with our highest self and our highest knowing and reconnecting with that. And so, beloveds, that's what this portion is going to be about. And I'm going to do this um, in a couple of settings. This first one will be just me, us, we, them, us, all of us speaking to you. So here we go. Um, Let me just ground myself, beloved. Okay. For the longest time, I have been speaking about sight beyond sight and exactly what sight beyond sight is. And I recently did a couple of transmissions of what um, we know and what we recognize as our own physical ability to see. And what I'm receiving is the eye of Horus, the wisdom that is in that kind of seeing and knowing, that which we need to see in and reconnect with in order to be able to really get the correct understanding and be able to manifest without the chaos, without the doubts, without the shame, guilt, violence, or any of the other programming. We have to learn how to delete that programming within ourselves. And the way to do that, beloveds, is to first and foremost know yourself. And in knowing yourself, that means you really have to look at yourself in the mirror and you have to see. You can't see in a manner that, oh, that's okay. Yep, that's good. Yep. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Put a smile on it. That'll make it so. That's not seeing. That's not being. That's not becoming. That's not expanding. That's depressing. That's repressing. That's resisting. That's renouncing and rejecting your own growth, your own beauty, your own design, your own ability to see. You're seeing with eyes that were designed to see inside this matrix, to see the images and to decipher them in a manner prescribed. And the confusion comes in because, okay, we're getting all these images on how we're supposed to be, but it doesn't feel right in my soul. It doesn't feel right. And how can I judge this person when, they've come through this and that, and this is where they're at. They're still in this wounded animal state of frame of mind and frame of being and stance and foundation. And that's when you have to understand how we have really been looking at things, and to understand that the great creator, the designer of the eye itself, created the eye to do what? Capture images so that your mind could do what? Interpret what it sees. And your mouth could do what? Taste and speak and say. That eye, that fraction that is of your senses. You need all of your senses to see. And sight beyond sight does not happen overnight. It is something that you have to cultivate within yourself. It's been planted there so many times. And your thoughts and your memories reconnect you to that way of seeing, that way of knowing, that way of being, that way of interacting. So really, beloveds, what you're doing is when I was saying, Spirit had me doing these videos and saying, make your vision board. Gather these images. Create the world that you want to see. Create the person that you want to be. If that's a mother goddess, be the best one that you can be. What does she look like? Is she wise? Is she sexy? What does her sexy look like? Is she just? And when she's flipped, what does her dark side look like? What does her fear look like? What does her strength look like? What does her love look like? What does her love feel like? This is how we know ourselves. Images that the eye records and captures and runs through our minds like our own movies. Did you get that? Our own movies that we star in, that we direct, that we write, that we manifest, that we produce, that we critique, that we give accolades to. And yet we deny ourselves as creators. We deny ourselves the sight of ourselves, seeing ourselves in that manner. Why? It's the conditioning, it's the programming. You're not being able to know who you are. Makes who rich? Empowers who? Satisfies who and what at its gut level? Your struggle, who does it satisfy? What does it satisfy? What purpose does it serve? How are you programmed to interpret it, to receive suffering? You are a sinner. You can do nothing but receive that judgment. You can do nothing but see yourself in everything you do as something to be guilty of, something to be ashamed of, something God would not like you for, because you're not worthy of God's love. Liar, thief, murderer, rapist, butcherer of innocence, taker of souls, bitch, punk, pussy ass motherfucker. Jubilee. The time when I love myself enough to say, take your foot off of my neck. And I get up and I stand up and I say to myself, because I am an audience of one, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I am free at last. 1313, baby. Woo! Um, I'm sitting here with my hands clenched as I get ready to tell the rest of this. Um, and it is what it is, beloveds, and it's just going to come out how it's going to come out. And if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. And don't worry about it. If you don't get it right now, it'll come to you when it's supposed to. Trust and believe that. This has been shown to me in this manner um, from my guides, guardians, ancestors, them. And I'm just going to show you how they broke it down to me. Our lives are a series of fairy tales. The fairy tales began in the stars, in the heavens. They have told us how to be, just like the Saturday morning cartoons that we used to watch. Foghorn, Leghorn, him and the dog fighting each other, and the little chicken hawk, and then the dog and the chicken hawk teaming up to get Foghorn Leghorn, the rooster. I want you to understand what these animals, these beings, these spirits symbolize. And I want you to understand they were put at each other's necks. And they were done at a time when humanity was at another crossroads. And the programming needed to be restructured, reinforced, so to speak. And the words that were flying around are flying around again. Remember, in the beginning was the word. Those words are Nazism, genocide, what is it called? Not compatriotism. Well, compatriotism, patriotism, confederalism, republicanism, socialism, all these isms, you know, and communism. There we go. That's the word, communism. Beloveds, I really want you to understand that man's vanity knows no bounds in our ability to deny ourselves. Okay? I want you to look at the programming that has gone into, the energies that have gone into trying to steal or deny us the ability to know ourselves, to steer us away from that natural course, that natural path. All of this is for us to realize where we are inside this now moment and to choose as a co-creator what we want this now moment to be going forward. And understanding that it is in this now moment that will heal and bring into balance and harmony that past, this present moment, and that future moment. And that is how the multiverses come together again to bring about a new aeon where it's all synced again. That is what Ground Zero is truly all about. And beloveds, like I said, the words stranger than fiction have been just pouring forth from me like maple syrup, okay? And those words themselves, stranger, strange, fiction. What's the opposite of fiction? Reality, real. So in writing and creating, we're using our vision, what we see, and what we believe in to be real. Only we are so detached. Excuse me. We are so detached from the true nature of our beings and our true identities. We are so sleeping on ourselves, so to speak, that we give our power to that sleeping part of ourselves. Storage space again. So, like I said, I'm going to have to cut this short to do these videos, and I really hate that. I'm going to have to manifest me another computer, one with a lot more memory, so that I can do these the way that I want. But I'm not complaining. I'm thankful to be able to put it out there to you. I'm thankful to be a chosen vessel. I feel so privileged. I feel so honored. Um, Even to have endured the things I have endured, to get to this point, to be able to see clearly, that is the satisfaction um, that this pussycat has really, come to that sensual conclusion of who she is and how she wants to be, and how she's going to know herself now in this going forth and going forward. It's it's truly a whole new being. And um, I'm sorry. This is the sun oils. This is blackberry blossom, and it's by Sun's Eye oil, and it's one that I used to um, wear all the time, and it was my I guess you could call it signature scent for being out and about. And um, I had my own scent for my lover. It was totally different, but this was my public scent. And it's just, like I said, when you know that your sight is connected to your sense of smell and your thoughts and everything else, the weaving of it, the infinite intelligence of it is just freeing. That's the word I really want you to um, associate with all of this. What frees you? What removes you from the chains and bondage that you have yourself in? And that this matrix capitalizes on and keeps you fixated upon and focused upon. Oh, you want to get off of your chains? You gotta buy your freedom. Gotta buy it. You gotta buy it. You gotta look a certain way. You gotta act a certain way. You want freedom? You want to be a star? You gotta buy it. You gotta buy into the ideology of it. You gotta promote that ideology. And you got to bring in thousands. That's the way of the world. That's not mama's way. Mama's way is I got you. Just bring you to my table. Come on. Come on. Let's get to know each other. Let's break bread. Let's talk. Let's explore. Let's expand. Let's know. Let's be curious. Show me yours and I'll show you mine. That's mama. With unconditional love. That curiosity is about unconditional love. Is about examining that unconditional love element inside of you. Let me see. Show me. Make me love you more than I already do. Can you? Will you? That's the essence of the feminine. That has always been her mystery, her story of self-mastery. It's been written in the heavens, in every god, goddess story that there is. in every fairy tale, in every scary story, in every betrayal, in every whatever. You will find her and the way someone saw her or how she saw herself in various stages, in various ages, in various situations. Why? If you had that kind of power, why would you do it? For love. To see everybody happy. To see everybody dancing. To see everybody knowing themselves. To see everybody starting their own rulerships and their own kingdoms and being their own gods and goddesses and multiplying, 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 and never dying but becoming stars and being able to shine down that energy. And when prophetic times need to come and happen, to let them know this is you. This is you. Do you recognize yourself now? Can you accept this version of yourself? Are you ashamed of how somebody else is going to see you because they are not like you? Like I said, beloveds, a lot of it is programming. Fairy tales, what was shown to me was shown to me in a lot of different of the fables and so forth. But the one that they want me to, excuse me for picking, the one that they really want me to share with you is the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And I'm Goldilocks in the story, the way they showed me. And Papa Bear is let's just say Papa Bear is the oldest thought form, the oldest way, the oldest sense of judgment, the oldest way of loving, the oldest way of showing love, the oldest way of being. It's more so traditional, okay? It's more so what has always been the letter of the law, so to speak, unchanging, just this is what it is and this is how I am and I'm Papa Bear, you know? And then there's Mama Bear, and Mama Bear is the present. She's the now moment. She is the upgrading of Papa. She is the adding wisdom to logic. She is adding intuition to mathematics, so to speak. Okay? And then you have Baby Bear, who is the future, who represents the future, who represents the accumulation of Mama and Papa Bear. Baby Bear is the golden child. And Goldilocks has to choose which bear is going to represent her next chapter, next phase. Whether she's going to stay in the traditional and take that forward, or take the modern, the right now moment and take that forward. That's the mama bear energy, the B. Father bear is the A. This is the B. Baby bear is the C or the 3. Mama is the 2. Papa is the 1. This is all coming, like I said, when they told me that, and here I am butting in again. Anyway, um, I got this. This was part of them telling me and me getting it when they said that mathematics are our familiars, they're our family. And when we can learn to relate to things in this manner, everything will take on a new perspective to us because it opens up our vision and our way of seeing and thinking. And I'm hoping this is coming through. I'm looking at this and knowing that there's only going to be a short time to it before it cuts off, but I'm just going to let it keep going until it does that. And then I'll start the next one, beloveds. The next, I got to reground, I'm sorry. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, Papa Bear, Mama Bear, Baby Bear. Osiris, Isis, Horus. Whatever names you want to put there, okay? Goldilocks is Valerie. Papa Bear is, Mama Bear is, Baby Bear is. Y'all know who y'all are. Figure it out. It is what it is. We are all tools designed with a purpose. How Mama lays out her tools is Mama's business, okay? And I go with Mama's wisdom and logic every time. So you need to understand your place at the table. You need to understand that one is not greater than the other. One is not better than the other. One is not loved more than the other. All have different roles. All have different integrations. All have been soulmates. All have been twin flames. All have worked together since we learned how to incarnate. This particular time, this is how things are playing out. And everyone needs to be okay with their role. If we are to rise in this Jubilee period the way we are designed to, then we need to pay attention. And we need to release the programming. And the programming is your old way of seeing. And understanding that even in the decision of who's going to be co-starring with Goldilocks, who's the main bear in the story. And she says, baby bear, then you have to be good with that. And you have to know that that is not a saying that you're not good enough. It's saying that the summation of tools and what's necessary and everything else, all the encodings, everything that's supposed to be the currencies that are here match up best this way. But you are still generals at the table, beloveds. So with saying that the way they gave it to me, with the understanding of um, Goldilocks and the bears, so to speak, there is such a change and such a reprogramming um, in the way I think, in the way I speak. I can feel changes in my body happening as healings because of things no longer being constricted or repressed or denied, or feeling that I'm hurting somebody if this happens, and I'm, denying somebody if that happens, and just giving in to, I thought you were wise. Wisdom is applying what you know. Wisdom is saying, okay, I am no longer just a 3D person. I'm not only a fifth dimensional person, I can go woo. That's who I am. And so I've got to tap into that and anchor that into this now moment and manifest and give birth to what needs to be done. I am who my ancestors have been waiting on. I am the culmination of them. I am the culmination of us. I am the culmination of we, seen and unseen. I have accepted that about myself. I'm no longer interested in the matrix. It no longer, it's no longer, I'm not even curious about it anymore because I have what's real. I've tapped into what's real. And what imitates what's real. The real thing, baby, you quickly understand that's an imitation. Okay? I don't care how much you call yourself. I believe I'm butter. I'm butter. I'm like butter. I'm look like butter. I'm creamy like butter. I look like butter. You can use me like butter. Baby, you ain't butter, okay? Butter is butter, and you're imitation butter, okay? And baby, ain't nothing like the real thing. I'm gonna hit. Oof. Ain't nothing like the real thing. You deserve the real thing. You deserve to discover yourself, your true identity, who you are, and you deserve to love the hell out of yourself. And you deserve to manifest the hell out of your world. And I'm here to tell you, and I'm here to show you that if I can do it, baby, it's in all of us. You just got to fight for yourself. See, you can fight for everybody else. And you can do it with strength and conviction and all the intention in the world. But if you want to apply that same energy for the self-knowledge, it's in vain. It's in vain. Or if you're just doing it so you can what? Buy some more of this and some more of that so you can show that you're what? Successful at imitating life. but not changing. You want to impress me? Know yourself. Evolve, and don't be afraid. And when you're afraid, get up in that bitch's face and say, look, bitch, my mama's name is. Own it. Be it. Know it. And for those that don't, let them know. Check them. It's that pride. Rise, babies. We are not alone. And if you are here, and if you are listening to this, and if it is resonating with you, you're right where you're supposed to be. Appreciate the earth, appreciate the sky, appreciate the sun, appreciate the moon, appreciate the rain, appreciate the mud, because it all serves. And it all contains spirit. And when you understand that spirit is in everything, you recognize that even that poisonous snake that's rising up, that's a part of you. You know it. You recognize it. You know what it wants. It wants an identity. It wants attention. It wants affection. It wants to know who it is. And you have to be mama to it. And you have to let it know, I'm mama. And you take that head, and the body will follow, baby. Everything will fall in line. But you got to love yourself enough to take your ego head down a few pegs. And you've got to watch her die more than a couple of times. And understand that she is the weed in your garden, and her roots go just as deep as yours do. And if you don't want her popping up and popping up and popping up and popping up, then you got to deal with her roots. 44. Wow. I'm going to end it now, beloveds, and I'm going to come back with the cards and just see what they have to say. I think I've given you everything basically that has been coming up inside of me and that I've been seeing. that I've been recognizing, that I've been looking at and discerning the wisdom from it. Um, and just finding and making peace with it, because it is Mama making it plain. Don't get no more plainer than this, you know. It just don't. It don't get no more plainer than being right in your face. Okay, love us, beloveds. 45, 45. Hot dingy, dangy, dangy. Okay, like I said, I'll be right back with um the card portion of this. Um, so stay tuned.